look fat. Can you see my love handles?
Well, that's why I wanted to go tighter, because I don't want to look fat. I don't want to see like this down here.
Just don't put this at the beginning of the episode.
That's what I do.
That's what he does.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's a cold open.
It is cold.
You're cold.
Cold-hearted. It's a cold-hearted slave. Look into his eyes.
Oh man, we just got sued.
He's been telling lies.
Paula Abdul is litigious. Litigious.
The whole damn world's litigious.
Litigious. You do the intro this time.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, and what was that?
I was counting it down.
Don't make me. Don't make me. I don't know what.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hello and welcome to Still Playing with Toys. I am Jason Hardwick.
And I'm Troy Benjamin.
And we are here to talk to you
about this guy being an uncle.
About being an uncle. That's
this
right.
Guy's an uncle.
I recently became an uncle.
This is we're getting old. We have friends having babies and family members having babies, and
you know, I don't think it's weird that they are having children.
No, it's not weird that they're having children. It's weird that we're getting old.
Or they've grown up, I should say, and moved on with their lives, and you and I are still stuck in childhood. But
we're still playing with toys. Welcome to the show.
But yeah, kids are being born. What the heck?
That's but that's exciting for you. Congratulations,
I'm a first-time uncle, and he is a cute little bugger. Let me tell you, I totally get how you have those people that are like, oh, you want to see pictures of my son, see pictures of my daughter, my grandkids.
Constantly.
I totally get it, because like kids are great, you know. And I love kids. I want to have kids. But, you know, you see somebody else's kids, you're like, oh, they're very cute. And, and when they do cute things, you love it. But suddenly when it's you're related to it, it's...
a little bit of bias.
There's a little bit of bias there. And I love the little man. And I can't stop talking about him. He's so cute. Maybe we'll show a picture. I don't
know. Maybe we'll put a picture up here if it's okay with the dad.
Yeah, we'll check with them first. But,
so I guess my biggest question, considering that this is still playing with toys and we're talking about being nerds, which we are.
Yes.
Are you going to introduce him? Are you going to get him into comics? Are you going to just...
That's a good question.
Do you do that? Or do you let him find that on his own?
No. You
No.
can't leave that to chance. Absolutely, yes. I will be informing his little impressionable mind with everything I can involving nerddom.
So where are you going to start? What are you going to hit him with first?
It's interesting you asked that question, Troy.
This is like show and tell with Jason all the time.
First and
interesting
foremost,
you mentioned that.
Yeah, it's always. First and foremost.
Yes.
Dun 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 dun
dun dun dun dun.
Star Wars was a huge part of my life as a young person, as a teen. So I could not introduce him to the world of Star Wars.
I like that you're going to introduce him to a plush toy that he's going to sleep with.
Yes.
That can destroy the planet Alderaan.
Yes. You may find one ready.
Just like that.
Done.
How is he going to sleep at night knowing that he has a weapon of mass imperial destruction right next to him in bed?
I'll buy him like a Lando Calrissian toy too. So it's like Lando's gonna fly in and destroy it. So he's like caught in the middle. He doesn't know which side to choose. But he's gonna come out on the light side, right?
This is getting really deep. So okay, so you're gonna hit him with Star Wars stuff as a kid.
Right away. Here's like a plush ball he can play with. He won't know what it is at first, but hopefully he'll look back on it and think, oh yeah, my uncle.
He is
Uncle
only
JJ
2 months old right now. So
he is only 2 months old.
So you're gonna give him things and hope that it's gonna inspire him to become a Star Wars fan.
Exactly. Okay. Star Wars is important. My brother was also a big Star Wars fan. He eventually grew out of it, unlike me. So I'm sure the kid will be a Star Wars fan. But that's number one.
He'll have that influence.
Star Wars, number one.
Number two.
Number two. I mean, right there.
He's a member of the Corps in a onesie.
I mean, how cute is that? I mean, that's adorable, the little things, and they go in here, and then... I mean, that is adorable.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? I don't know. But look at that. Green Lantern onesie.
Same thing. So same thing. He's not going to have any idea about Green Lantern Corps or about the power of the
he's gonna poop and spit up on this thing, and it's still gonna be adorable. But,
exactly.
Yeah, hopefully someday he'll still have this, and he'll look back and be like, oh yeah, Uncle JJ got me into Green Lantern or comic books in general. So
let me ask you this.
Yeah, ask me.
So
this
you're gonna hit him with Star Wars. You're gonna hit him with Green Lantern.
I'm not gonna physically hit him. It's wrong to hit the baby.
I've seen those commercials. Yeah, that's right.
You don't hit them. You shake.
Don't
shake.
You shake.
You shake the baby. No.
You shake them. You don't.
I don't know anything about parenting or children. I just think they're cute, and I look at them. I
don't know. We'll learn that. Maybe we'll take a parenting class on one of these.
That's instinct. That's biology.
We'll figure it out eventually, right?
That'll come to us.
So my concern is that are you going to be forcing this upon him? Is it going to be like overdo? Like for example, if you are Tiger Woods' dad and you put a golf club in that kid's hand the minute he's born, is he going to resent you? Because you forced him to like Star Wars? Is he going to be like, I don't like Star Wars because my old man liked Star Wars or my uncle liked Star Wars? I don't know, it's not me.
Yeah, I'm not. I definitely don't want to force anything on the little guy.
I see what you did there. He will like Star Wars.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
All right, so you don't.
I'm not gonna force that onto him. I'm just gonna gently prod. That sounds terrible when talking about a child. But
so you hit them, you shake them, and gently prod them.
No. I'm going to introduce him to the things that I like, and hope that he becomes somewhat a nerd, because they're just safer when they start. You don't have to worry about him taking the Corvette out and getting drunk and going to a party.
Yeah,
kids
exactly.
These days, kids.
If they'd
rather
stay
at home.
Yeah, just read a Timothy Zahn Star Wars novel. Okay, it's better for you.
Who cares if it's Friday or Saturday? Stay in. That party's not going to be fun. No.
That girl is never going to talk to you.
She's never going to. She never did.
He's gonna watch this someday, and we're just gonna be crushing his soul.
Yeah, but you don't want to force anything on a kid, because then they will resent it.
Because I feel like there were things that were forced upon me when I was a kid. Not that my parents ever forced me into something, but it was like, hey, play soccer. Or, hey, do this.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because when I was in the 6th grade, I believe it was.
6th grade.
My parents, which they deny this to this day. I actually had a conversation with them last time I was home about it. But they made me go to a basketball camp.
You're a tall guy, I can see.
I'm a tall guy. Makes sense, right?
Makes sense.
Okay. But if you know anything about me, I am the most unathletic person in the world. I'm okay at golf. Everything else, though, that actually requires athleticism or any sort of athletic ability, not so good.
You're not that coordinated.
Not at all. Big, lanky dude.
Yeah.
But, and that kind of made me resent sports in a way, or at least basketball. And until recently, which we'll talk about in another podcast, until recently I didn't really care much for sports.
Because like you felt that was not forced upon you.
And it wasn't forced. Like I'm not saying my parents were like, go to a sports camp. But they were like, yo, you might like this, go for it. And then being a guy, you want to make dad proud. Not that my dad wasn't proud of me. If he watches this, I love you, Dad. You did great. You're a perfect father. But it's just, there was just that one thing where it's like, I felt like I was being forced to go to a basketball camp, and I didn't enjoy it because I was just made fun of the entire time. They still deny it, though. They still deny it. But I have these memories up here.
Well, and your parents don't even realize sometimes that what they're doing is sort of like the germ, the seed that sort of is an origin for something. Like my parents recorded the when CBS showed Star Wars for the first time. They recorded it on a VHS tape, and that was one of those like 6 tapes that I had accessible to me. Yeah. And that's how I got into Star Wars. It just sort of happened. Yeah. It wasn't that my parents like literally put the tape on and was like, sit and watch this. Yeah. It just it happened.
It happened. You grow up with it, and suddenly you have an affinity for it, Yeah. So it was introduced to you, but not forced down your throat or anything.
Well, where were your origins? Like, did you ever have your parents like? Where did your origins of being a geek come from?
Being a geek come from? That I would say my dad. A lot of that came from him. Just because when my dad was a kid, he grew up, back in the 60s watching Star Trek. So he was a fan of the original Star Trek show. And then, he also grew up watching like the old 1950s, 1960s B sci-fi films. One of which, Forbidden Planet, which I actually have on my phone.
It's got it right here. All the time.
Passcode. I gotta do this.
No, they'll wait.
They'll wait.
I can watch our retention dropping off right now.
But yeah, I mean, I always have this on my camera.
It's like having a picture of your dad, but it's actually something that reminds you of him.
I remember watching it for the first time with my dad. You know, I was sitting by the fireplace, so it reminds me of my dad. So. Yeah, definitely my dad was a large part of me liking science fiction because that's what he liked as a kid. My brother also liked Star Wars a lot, so, you know, the older brother, the one you look up to, him liking something, of course, I'm going to like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
But, it was pretty much my dad, and,
I feel like a lot of that was sort of instilled upon us too by, like, the pop culture that you and I grew up with in the 80s and to the 90s, where it was... You know, we had Saturday morning cartoons where you had, anything that had a good movie run became a cartoon, and you saw the toys, and you saw so that it was sort of like that subconscious. It was almost like it was being instilled upon you by the popular culture at the time too. Totally. So like. All of us like Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles are great, yeah. And I didn't grow up reading the comics. To me, my first introduction to the Ninja Turtles were the Saturday morning cartoons. You know, like watching that. Like, that was a big one for me. What else did you watch on Saturday morning?
I feel like it was that. It was Ghostbusters, obviously. I was a big Ghostbusters fan.
That was the real Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters. That was the real Ghostbusters. Awesome show. Because same thing, I hadn't seen the movie, and I wouldn't have understood the Ghostbusters movie as a little kid, but, you know, in whatever, it was 86, 87, I want to say, that I was watching the cartoon, and that's sort of like where it originated.
Originated, too. Did that, too.
Man, I'm having a tough time. Anyway, so...
It's that stroke. He's still recovering.
I'm sorry. We'll cut that out.
Woo! Yowzers. Yeah, we'll put in one of those guys.
So I'm almost wondering too, well, like when it comes to Saturday mornings, if I'm going to do the same thing with my kids, am I going to show them the cartoons
that you grew up with,
that I grew up with, or am I going to embrace whatever it is that's sort of like collectively in the consciousness at that time? But Saturday morning doesn't really exist anymore.
It doesn't really.
It's a whole other
it's
podcast.
A shame. Like, I can remember, like, that was a big thing for me. Like, Saturday morning, you'd wake up, no school, you get to sleep in a little bit, but you didn't want to sleep in too much because you wanted to get up early enough to watch.
You had to watch because there was the order that you knew. You had your order picked of what shows you're watching and what on what channels.
Totally. Like, I would always build forts like every Saturday morning, and I would sit in my fort and I would watch Saturday morning cartoons. It was just. Yeah,
and I want my kids to do that too. Yeah. But I don't want to force them to do that. I don't want to be like, let's build a fort and just be so over, just in their faces about it.
Maybe we could bring back Saturday morning cartoons like they brought back dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Think about it.
So there's Amber.
The secret's in the amber.
With a mosquito that sucked.
I don't.
Cartoons.
Suck the blood from
Ronald McDonald.
Yes.
Who?
Yeah, keep going.
Was in.
You got it.
The McWorld commercials.
Yeah.
And.
Keep it going.
Life will find a way.
Mm-hmm.
And.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chaos theory, Troy.
Chaos
theory.
That's chaos theory. Anyway, I don't know where we're going with
this.
Thanks
for joining us. I think that's all the time we have.
I think.
This edition.
I think before we close.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go back.
Let's go back
before
He's preemptively closing.
Whoa.
I'm wondering what we're going to be like as parents.
Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that.
I'm just saying.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be terrible.
I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to my future children.
Your dad didn't mean it. Whatever it was he did, he's sorry.
Very sorry.
And, he's really sorry that he made you watch Little Rosie.
Yeah.
Which none of us, even as kids, liked. No. But he made you watch it.
It was punishment.
And...
we didn't have any corners in our house, so we couldn't say go stand in the corner. Because it's the house of the future.
It's the house of the future.
No corners.
There are no windows and no doors.
Think about it.
All right, now we should.
Now are we done?
Now we're done.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Still Playing with Toys. I have been Jason Hardwick.
And I was Troy Benjamin.
We appreciate
Future
it.
Kids.
Future Kids.
We'll see you next Monday.
Bye.
But not Future Kids.
No. Hope not. Wait, we were gonna do the water joke, weren't we?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to get you to it.
Forgot. Do you want to go back and restart?
This is what happens when we script stuff.
We had a joke. We had a joke that we were gonna do. Oh wait. Yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
You think so?
I'll put a couple of views in there and I'll be okay.
At one point, I looked down. I'm just like, we were gonna end this one on something.
We were gonna
and I forgot to write it down. Phone button. Phone button. I should have water breaking.
This is why we script stuff, because we don't end up using it.
Go. Thanks for joining us.
I quit, even though it's my show.
That's delicious.